This is the number one reason why your cold outreach is actually failing you. Whether you are cold calling or sending cold DMs or sending cold email campaigns, whether you're doing it through an agency or maybe doing it on your own, or you actually have an SDR team, this one piece of the puzzle is the reason why you are not seeing the results. The truth is, you are not catching your ICP in a buy-ready mode because you're not using something that we call triggers or signals. Signals are the number one reason why successful cold outreach campaigns have the results that they do. So stick around because I'm going to show you exactly how to find and implement signals and triggers that are relevant to you. And at the end, I'm actually going to share real life examples from my clients, companies that I've worked with, as well as what I've been doing for myself as an agency. So if you're a consultant or an agency, you can actually use this tomorrow on your business and see results. And if we haven't met before, I'm Stefan. And over the last 4 years, I worked with more than 50 B2B companies, helping them build their outbound sales engines and generating millions of dollars in pipeline through cold calling, cold emailing, LinkedIn outreach, and applying multi-channel outreach sequences. And so if you're a new subscriber, welcome to the channel. If you're an old one, welcome back. So let's dive in. I just finished over 20 consulting calls with sales leaders and founders in early stage companies. And every single one of them had the same exact problem, which is they weren't using triggers in their cold outreach, which is actually why they were seeing response rates in the range of like 0.3 to 0.6% on average, instead of getting like 10, 15, 20% response rates, whatever the channel. Okay, so what are triggers? Triggers are events that we can observe from the outside that signal to us that the person we are reaching out to is more likely to be open or in the buying mode for whatever it is that we are selling. So somebody who's in market today versus might be interested someday. And so to illustrate the point, let me explain to you what triggers are for my business. So I'm selling outbound sales consulting, and my triggers are usually triggers like this. An early stage company that recently raised funding. So they will most likely be deploying that funding towards growth, right? Secondly, a recently hired sales leader. So that person might be more inclined to look for solutions that will generate more leads for them, that will help them expand their sales team and close more, right? Third, we might be looking at a sales leader that does not have a sales team underneath them. We can look that up on LinkedIn and assume that this person is most likely drowning in activities such as trying to generate leads, closing the existing pipeline, and working with their existing customers already, so account management. So they might be overwhelmed. And then finally, another good one is a founder who's hiring an SDR, maybe their first SDR, maybe they're expanding their SDR team, but essentially they don't have a sales leader who's managing all of those people. And so what that means is they most likely will hit some problems when it comes to hiring their first SDR. They might be wasting time on the wrong people. They might be wasting time because the right people are in place on wrong processes. They might be wasting time altogether. These are examples of prospects who are in market right now, whether they are aware of it or not, and are more likely to respond to my outreach. And 99% of you who's watching this right now, you also have triggers like this for your own business. You just haven't defined them yet. As a matter of fact, pause here for just a second, go down into the comment section and just write one trigger that first comes to mind when it comes to your business, and leave your website link alongside the trigger. And what I'll do is I'll go to each of those comments and I'll leave you 3 additional triggers that you can use with additional explanations of how to use them. All right, so let's go back to the video. This is where things get really interesting. Imagine this. What if you could actually create triggers or signals that will be super relevant to your audience, to your ICP, without you ever having to go out there and find those triggers. Now, this won't be applicable to every single one of you, but if your product or service can learn something about your prospects without them actually using your product or service, you can generate your own buying signals on demand. Here's what I mean. If you can learn something about your prospect that is relevant to the thing that you're selling and come to them with insights in regards to their business, you've already basically done half of the job. And so let me give you a few examples to drive this point home. So I recently had one consulting client who has a retail heat map tool, which essentially means they film the aisle in a retail store and then provide reports to their clients about where people are actually engaging with the products. Are they touching them? Are they actually looking at them? And based on consumer behavior, they can tell their clients whether they are positioned properly or not on the shelves, right? But they are filming the whole aisle, which means they might as well reach out to all of the brands that are not their clients, but have a bad position on the heat map and provide very, very specific and relevant insights about their, aisle positioning and reach out to them and actually get them to respond to their cold outreach. Here's another one. I recently had a conversation with a founder who's built a phone AI system that essentially picks up the phone instead of you, answers customer inquiries, and books a meeting or takes an order in. Products like these work wonders for businesses like restaurants, auto repair shops, medical practices, HVAC, essentially any business where you have a line that customers can actually call. So usually B2C businesses. And so my idea was, if you already have an AI phone answering system, why not just program that same AI to dial your whole TAM, so your whole market or a specific part of your market, record how long is the wait time, how many people actually pick up the phone at what times of the day, how well do they get the order, and then go back to those same businesses with a report that was automatically generated by AI and tell them, hey, this is where you're missing out. This is where we could help you. Boom. Out of nowhere, signals have been created just by using something that you already have. Example number 3, and this is actually a newsletter agency that we used to work with. They're a content marketing agency specialized in helping usually small businesses launch a newsletter. And so in this particular case, in order for us to generate signals, we subscribed to our whole ICP list. We subscribed to each and every one of their existing newsletters. For those that didn't have a newsletter, we recorded the fact that they don't have a newsletter. For those that did have a newsletter, we monitored the newsletters for weeks, looking at things like, do they have a welcome email sequence? Does the actual newsletter form work? What's the quality of the copy inside of the newsletters? What is the general newsletter strategy like, and whether it's working or not. And then we use that to reach out based on those insights. We were actually able to generate a significant amount of leads. I think we were at around 3 to 4 leads per week, just using cold emails, using this strategy. And here's the last one. And this one goes to my agency and consulting followers. If you are selling something that has to do with lead generation, with revenue, with like sales and marketing processes, go and book an inbound call with your ICP. Literally go through their buying process. This is what I do sometimes. Then see whether somebody followed up with you. Did they put you in a nurture sequence? Did they confirm the meeting? Did anyone call to qualify you? Was the messaging and the communication relevant to the type of business that you are? With this, now you have insights, you have proof, and essentially you have a trigger, a signal that you can use to reach out, point towards specific things that might be lacking, and then offer a solution. Bottom line, outbound without triggers is just spam. Outbound with triggers is actual sales. And the most resourceful companies, they create their own triggers and signals. So if you want to know which triggers would work for your business the best, here's what to do next. Go to the description below and fill out the Outbound Readiness Test. It's a short strategic assessment that shows you the following: whether your ICP and triggers actually make sense, whether your current messaging is strong enough to actually convert, and whether your existing infrastructure is ready to scale. And obviously, you will learn where your current outbound system might break or is actually currently leaking without you even knowing. At the end, you'll get a clear score, a breakdown of every risk, and practical recommendations of what exactly to do in the next 20, 30, 60 days. Go and book a 90-minute free consultation with myself where we will go through your whole outbound readiness report. We'll go through your potential triggers, your potential outreach strategies, and we'll leave you with something that you can implement tomorrow. And so if this was helpful, please like and subscribe. It's going to help us grow the channel and actually reach people who need to hear these things. I share practical outbound strategies and stuff that you can implement on the go that are tactical and useful for you on a daily basis if you're trying to do outbound sales. Appreciate you watching. See you in the next one.